Hello everyone. Today's my topic is bank advances against miscellaneous securities. In my previous video, I have taught you about the different forms of advances. But today I will teach you about the securities or different types of securities. By the help of these securities, we can take the loan or advance from the bank. So these are various types, just like as banks own fixed deposits or receipts, national saving certificates, life policies, shares, etc., or relief funds, etc. And first, I will tell you about the advances against banks' own deposit. So first of them is advances against bank own deposit. It can be two types. First, demand deposits, and second, term deposits. Demand deposit is for short term basis, but term deposit is for mid term and long term basis. But deposits are payable on demand, and as such no advance against such a deposit may normally be required. It means in that term we cannot take any advance these types of securities, but we can take the loans from term deposits. So term deposits are payable after a fixed period and may generally be accepted under three different schemes. These schemes are: number one, fixed deposits, where a fixed amount is accepted for an agreed term and the interest is payable every quarter. It means in this term of a scheme, a fixed amount is deposited in particular scheme for a fixed period and interest is payable after quarterly. And in second scheme, reinvestment plan, where a fixed amount is accepted for an agreed term, just like point 1, and interest accrued every quarter is further invested. The depositor is paid a lump sum amount after expiry of the agreed term. In this term, the interest is again reinvested into a particular scheme. Or next, monthly recurring deposit, where a monthly installment is accepted for an agreed term and a lump sum amount is paid to the depositor after its expiry. This type of scheme is for monthly basis, and monthly amount is paid in an installment paid in a particular scheme, and a lump sum amount is paid to the depositor after its expiry. When its maturity period is came, then the depositor will receive that a lump sum amount. So this is the first type, and the rules of regulations belonging these types of schemes. Different banks might have given different terms of these deposits, but the essential features of all the term deposits remain the same as discussed in the earlier. Banks are called upon to grant advances against these term deposits very frequently. Means these terms are basically used in normal manner. Advances against banks' own deposits are governed by the directives of RBI in this regard, which are uniformly acceptable to all the banks. These terms are normally, and this is different from banks to banks, and but all the banks are followed by the terms of RBI rules and regulation. The terms and condition of such advances depend on whether the advance is sanctioned to the depositor himself or to a third person other than the depositor. The detailed terms and condition of such advances are: first, we will study about the first person when the depositor take the loan by himself. So first party advances, when the advance is granted to the depositor himself. So in this condition, maximum amount of advance will be reasonable margin should be maintained on advances granted against deposit. In this term, the margin rate will be 5% to 25%. It means your deposit money or your securities value is more than, but your loan money or advance money in the difference between both terms is 5% to 25%. Means the margin money of the money or the deposit money or security value is greater than your loan money. Rate of interest will be: in this term, banks are free to charge interest rate without reference to the PLR, prime lending rate means generally corporates takes the loan from the bank in particular rate manner. Form of documents, the facility may be availed either as a demand loan or as an overdraft limit in these forms. Security and documents required, the original term deposit received or passbook as the case may be duly discharged across a revenue stamp, and a lien letter will have to be deposited with the bank, means original documents will submit it to the bank. Few banks also obtain other documents including a demand promissory note for such advances and other terms and conditions. Advances granted to individuals against deposit in joint name where more than one person is included in a name, then where the loanee is also one of the depositor. In these terms, loanee should also a part of in both person, or advances to a partner firm against the deposit in the name of a partner, and he or she is a partner, she should be a partner of a firm, those who will take the loan. Advance to partnership firm against the deposit in his name of a partner and other such cases shall be considered as first party advances for this purpose and will be given as per the terms and conditions stated above. If the person is a part of that partnership firm, then it's known as one party loan, and if he or she is not a part of that partnership firm, then he or she will treat like third party loan. Necessary instructions to the bank to transfer quarterly interest on deposit to loan account must invariably be given in case of fixed deposits. These are the terms and conditions or rules as per first party, when first party taken the or depositor taken the loan. When third party advance, that is when advance is granted to a person other than the depositor, and the conditions are maximum amount of advances, there is no limit, means unlimited amount they can take the loan from the bank. Rate of interest as per above given, no limit is defined, no rules are applied for PLR rate. Form of advances same as before. The facility may be permitted either as a demand loan or as an overdraft limit. Security and documents required same as in the conditions of first. The difference between both is main difference in first point, maximum amount of advances. In first party loan, this margin rate is 5% to 25%, but in third party loan, this amount is unlimited. And special note is, banks do not grant any credit facility against deposit receipts of other banks. If a person takes a deposit receipt of other bank and loan taken by another bank, then bank denied that person or he cannot take the loan from other bank. The repayment of loan or advances granted against deposit must be done before the maturity of deposit. Otherwise, banks are required to apply the proceeds of deposit on maturity for liquidation of the outstanding in the loan account. It means a person or loany person should always pay the loan installment timely. If he or she will not pay the amount, then bank can liquidize his mortgage or liquidize his security. Then bank will receive their remuneration, and outstanding they can receive by the outstanding amount. The banks have now been permitted to renew the deposit and advance their against on the date of maturity of pledged deposit.